times in our life where we can say we almost gave up. The walk was too difficult. Sometimes it was almost difficult to take the next step. But as we look at our life, once we have made a decision to follow Jesus, we should come to a point where we say, Lord, there's no turning back. Because no matter how lost I can get, by your grace, you will still bring me back. As we listen to this song, this is a fun song that talks about no turning back and how God brought us out of darkness and how He took the darkness out of our life and gave us a new life. So as you listen to this, think about God, think about your commitment towards Him.
Almost gave up now. I almost gave up. Thought I had enough. Oh, got right to the end. You talked me out of it. Got lost in the dark now. Tossed in the storm. Spoke to the wind. And brought me out of it. I'm not forsaken. Not forsaken. You never leave me. Never leaving. And I keep on moving. Come on, forward with you. Get on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Wherever you lead, I'll follow, follow, follow. You, the future's beautiful. Let's go, let's go. Wherever you lead, I'll follow, follow, follow. Oh, oh, don't turn me back.
One more time. Just clap. Just clap your hands. Just clap. Here we go, Israel. Yeah.
How about that second verse right here? Had tears in my eyes,
Tears in my eyes.
down in my mind, y'all.
Down in my mind.
Nevertheless, nevertheless,
Nevertheless, nevertheless,
you took me out of it. Thought I was trapped, sinking so fast. Your unfailing love lifted me. Oh, and you never leave me. And I keep on moving forward with you. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go.
The word for today is taken from Philippians chapter 3 verse 13 and 14, and I'm reading from the English Standard Version. Brothers, I do not consider that I have made it my own, but one thing I do, forgetting what lies behind and straining forward to what lies ahead. Verse 14, I press on toward the goal for the prize of the upward calling of God in Christ Jesus. As we look at what Paul's writing here, he's talking about his life, saying that I'm forgetting what lies behind me and I'm straining forward to what lies ahead. As we look at chapter 3 and study about Paul's life and what he writes about his ministry and his former life and details of what he's going through, you can see this man was a man who was strongly committed to the cause of Christ. He was committed and he was fully devoted to Christ, to a point where even though he faced tribulations, even though he faced troubles of all kind, he says this one statement, I forget what lies behind and I strain forward to what lies ahead. You know, as I think of this passage, there were probably more than 100 reasons to give up the work of ministry that he was doing. But no matter how difficult the challenges were, Paul still moves forward. He still says, I press forward to the goal, forgetting what is behind and straining towards what lies ahead. I believe this should be the anthem of our Christian life. This should be our statement saying, I'm forgetting what lies behind me and I'm moving forward to what lies ahead. You see, the challenges that we face as we pass through challenges every day, as we pass through difficult times, these are things that lies behind us. Now, if we choose to live in that past, then it is going to affect our future. But if we choose to see that as a past thing that has already gone by and it doesn't really matter, then what will happen is we'll be able to follow Christ with a strong commitment and we'll be able to push forward and serving Him even more. Oftentimes the mistake we do is that we talk so much about the challenges we face, we talk so much about the struggles we face, and what happens is eventually fear grips our heart and tells us you failed before, you faced such challenges before, and you will also face it in the future. Paul says, I'm putting all the past behind me and I'm just looking towards the future. I'm forgetting what lies behind me and I'm straining forward toward what is ahead. I wonder how your life is today. Are you straining forward towards the goal, or are you held back by the challenges? I want you to know this. See, when you come to the Lord, Your life, your commitment should come to a point where you say, no turning back. No matter how difficult it is, no matter how difficult it was for Paul, he understood that he made it through all of this by God's grace. And the same for us. If no matter how difficult it might get, we can make it through by God's grace. We can get through all of this by God's grace. But if we put the challenges ahead of us and talk about it as if it's a big stumbling block, I tell you, we'll fail in our Christian life. But if we come to this point where say no turning back, I'm putting everything behind me and I'm moving towards the goal, I tell you, that is when you will be able to live a successful Christian life. No matter what you face, it is all things of the past. It is all events of the past. Strain towards the goal. Build this commitment in you that says no turning back. No matter how difficult it gets, no turning back. And as you press forward towards the goal, you will be able to accomplish God's will on this earth.